So this is a regular demo we want to do after each milestone. We do a release every 4 weeks now, and last time we did our first release 4 weeks ago. We did a demo for mostly the people closely working on the project. This time and the next time we try to open that to anyone. So it won't be very intensive. I mean, it's a very early milestone for us, but we want to show progress if people are interested. There actually are more people interested than I was expecting, so that's great. So this thing got me a bit confused, but it's hopefully recorded. That's the idea, at least. And I'll go through a few things. I might go a little bit back in time because I have quite new people here. So let me start. Hopefully we have people joined. Oh, I lost my most important thing. Wait. Okay. All right, so let me try to share my screen. Okay, this is almost working. Okay. May not want to use that again. Okay. Entire screen is what I want. Okay. Yeah. This one. Hopefully you see my browser now. So I don't have any feedback, so it's a bit annoying. Anyway, let's get started. So this is Hawkular milestone 2. We just really tagged as of yesterday night or even this morning, depending on the time zone. And we're going to do a proper announcement later today, hopefully including this video if there's anything useful. So this is the landing page of Hawkular. Hawkular is using Keycloak for the authentication part. So this is the place to be. There is a self-registration. So if I type my user information, well, it doesn't really matter. The typo, but that doesn't matter again. I can go there, register, and I'm logged in. And from there, the first basic stuff we wanted to put is monitoring of a URL. So you can put a URL, type it, put another one. What's good? I don't know what's good. There's at least a French one. So, and it gets me some data about those URLs. So just tell me if they are up or down. So basically, if they're working, if the website is kind of working, at least the homepage is working or not, and give me an idea of the response time of the page. So yeah, I can manage the URLs I want to monitor. You may want to monitor the issue tracker of JBoss to be informed when it's done. So how does it happen? You go click a URL, and you have some information about that URL. So here we are looking at google.com. It's been 100% available since I put it a few seconds ago. That's good to know. You start to see some green bar. So that means it's been available since like a few seconds. basically. So can look at the response time. The response time so far is, the average is 256 milliseconds. You see it on the graph here. Again, we don't have a lot of data for now, but this is coming. We have the median and the 95th percentile. And on the red bar here, you see a threshold that we have raised. We said in the alerts, tell me, send an email to this address if the response time is above a second. Could change, no, could change it. Above a second for like 7 minutes. Because if it goes up and down, it might be okay. But if it's always above this line, I want to be informed. And if I want it to be in form of downtime, I could put it there. Like, tell me if it's done for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever. So that's the most basic part. It's about URLs. What we have added now in the milestone 2 is starting to have application server monitoring. So in this case here, for this user, I don't have any server that has been set up. So this is multi-tenant. So John is only saying his information, his URLs, his application servers. I should have another user. If it's still here, that's my user. I've started this instance a bit earlier. Oh, I'm saying what I didn't want to show now. But here are my URLs. I see that one, cafepress.com got an alert. Apparently well, something is wrong. I won't show you the alert because there's currently a bug, but it should say that what was the reason for the alert. And here it's not availability. Availability has been great so far, but the response time, oh, where's my curve? That's the demo effect, obviously. The response time for this one has been above a second for a long time. Since the metric doesn't work, you don't see it. I hope this one works. So this one works. The other one didn't work for whatever reason. Here we have data for a much longer period of time. And as for application servers, here I see I just have one application server that has been populated here. Its name is local. It's actually the application server that is powering Hawkular. And what I will do just now, I see the server is up, obviously, otherwise it will not work here, but I will start another server. So I should have somewhere a console here, and I will start it. I start another server that should be added to this list, right? That's the idea, is put new servers. Okay, it has been found. It's called my first managed server, typo here. And it's trying to collect data at this time. So may take a few more seconds. While it's doing that, I can have a look at my server that is powering Hawkular. Have some data about the JVM that is powering this server, deployments of this on this server, data sources on this server. So in terms of UI, we keep something consistent where at the top you always have some hopefully meaningful information as a summary of this server JVM usage. We are really open to discussion on what is the most useful information, like what are the 3, 4, 5 values that are very meaningful for an administrator. We are more developer than administrator, so we don't necessarily always know that. There's no alert being on this server about JVMs, and in terms of metrics, I see the metrics here. I see the heap usage. I see the maximum usage is actually dynamic on this JVM, and the committed heap usage. And for non-heap usage, I see the same thing, like the used one and the committed one. I didn't mention, but here I could change the time range. So what we do is that we pre-populate with some values, so last hour or last 12 hours, last day, whatever. So if I put last 12 hours, I want to have a lot of data. I started it about an hour and a half ago. And so I just have the data from that point in time, obviously. Maybe put back to 1 hour. I can demo you the deployment tab. So here I see that, okay, I have no alert about deployments. It's been good. Nothing has failed. There are 11 deployments that are enabled in this Wi-Fi instance and 0 that are disabled. So here are the list of the applications. So far, this part is not functional. So the idea is that later you can do here redeployment and deployment, or add a new deployment to this server. And the idea also is that later we'll have some like maybe some KPI, or at least some information about how the application is working. But we don't want something very complex. We want something very visual, very easy to grasp, and then you can dig deeper, find out what are the issues. So here I have all my my application over here. The last tab for the servers are the data sources. So here I have 3 data sources that the server has found, and we can have an idea of how the connection pool is used. So the tick lock is used by 5%, and well, there's not a lot of activity on this server, so it's pretty flat. You see that 1 connection has been used forever, and out of 20. Responsiveness is about the response time. And you have the same for all the data sources, obviously. So that's pretty much shows it. I can see the same data for the other server that I started at the beginning of the demo. So here are things. There are 2 deployments here available. That's actually it. That's what we have now, really. There's one last thing. I may jump right to it. I really don't think there is any way to chat here. So, okay. So the other thing I wanted to try to show you is we have a student working on. I'm just looking if there's a question. Oh, okay. A student working on an Android application for Google Summer of Code, and was kind enough to have it working, prepared for today. So let me try that. I hope it's going to work. I just tried it right before this demo. I need to find out my IP address. This one should work too. Okay, can someone on the IRC chat of Hawkular tell me if you see the Android emulator starting up? Hawkular IRC? Anyone? Is anyone on Hawkular IRC? Can say, okay, thank you. All right, so let me, Roger, just maybe put a better background. No, not this one, this one. Okay. So this is, I want to go there. So this is the Android emulator, and I have this Android application here, and I hopefully remember. That's the server powering my Hawkular, the IP of the server powering Hawkular. I've asked to authenticate against this server. So this is again coding keycloak. I put my username and password. Everyone knows my super password now. I hope I got it right. Okay, so here you see my list of URL. It's not a surprise, right? It's the same as here. And if I click on one, I get to see my response time in milliseconds. And it should look like this one, except it's not the same. Oh, this is the one that doesn't work. It's not the same scale. But this is my response time over time for about, what, the last 2 hours, something like that. And the other thing I have, everything needs more polishing, the server or the application. It's work in progress. Alerts. So there was one alert for Cafe Press, and this is the alert for it. So it's okay. It's been above the threshold of 1 second for the time I've asked or more, and it tells me what was the average response time in that time period. So I know I'm like 50%, almost like 40% above my threshold. So that sounds as an average. So that sounds like pretty serious if my threshold was serious. And I think that's actually concludes the demo. Again, the goal was not to make it necessarily 1 hour long. Unfortunately, looks like I can't really do Q&A except if you join Freenode and the Hawkular IRC chat room. I can take question there if you're fast enough. Okay, huge delay. I was wondering. I don't know why, but anyway. So if there is a question and the delay is bearable, then I can answer the questions. Otherwise, we can definitely answer the question offline on the same channel. Again, Hawkular on Freenode. Is there anything else I need to show Aiko? Or anyone else? Something I missed? So, okay. I don't know why the delay is so big. Anyway. Okay, that concludes this presentation. That was a quick one. It was our first attempt as a public one. Sorry for the difficult start. We'll get better and better. The product will also get more and more features. Feel free to join once in a while. And yes, there's a question. Hawkular can send email alerts. For now, it's pretty blank. I didn't show that. It just dump an object to string to an email and send that to the original author. There is more to come. There's better template coming up in the next ones, in the next releases. But for this release, it just sent very blank emails. So I'll stop there. And again, feel free to ask questions on Hawkular mailing list or Hawkular IRC chat. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.